and welcome to the Orange Lake Board hearing of assessment on Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So welcome everyone, and I know there's millions of Americans watching us today, and if you're still on your way, we do have 1 or 2 seats left if you'd like to join us. And we'll open it up with our public comment. If you have something you'd like to state about the Orange Lake hearing of assessment, you can step up to the microphone on my right, your left, and we'll just give it a minute here to see if anybody wants to jump up. And if not, we'll move on and move to close public comment and move to item number 3, consider approval of a reappointing Barry Barber to the position of riparian representative with a term set to expire on April 23rd, 2029.
I move that we accept the nomination of Barry Barber to be the lake riparian again.
Is there support? There is support. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, passes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you want to give a speech or?
No, I'll pass. Thank you.
Okay, thank you though. All right, and then item number 4, consider appointment of a Lake Board chairperson. Martin?
The Lake Board is normally chaired by the Township Supervisor, and I move to appoint Mike McCready.
Support? There's support? Support. All in favor say aye.
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 Okay, opposed? No, passes 4-0. Okay, consider appointment of Lake Board treasurer or secretary. I would like to nominate our clerk, Martin Brook. Is there a second or support? There's support?
Support.
All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, it passes 4-0. Congratulations.
Ooh.
Yes. All right. Item number 6, approve the business meeting minutes of April 16th, 2024. Any comments before we approve it on the minutes? Any changes that anybody would like to make?
I move we approve the minutes.
Okay, there's support. There's support. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope. Okay, 4-0. All right, item number 7, review the
6.
Pardon me?
6?
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at, never mind.
Are we good? Okay.
Yep.
Item number, okay, now you make me, okay, item number 7,
No.
review the 2024 lake maintenance. Michael, welcome back.
Thank you, appreciate it. So I am Michael Smith, lake manager at Lake Pro Tigris. We handle Orange Lake and the few other lakes we talked about today. We do herbicide and algicide applications on the lake, as well as cattail maintenance and suppression, water quality, and we now have launch development situation going on with the riparians we launch on, which that seems to be ironed out with last year. It went pretty well. Didn't have too many issues, and lake condition wise, treatments went well. Had a good knockback of algae and macrophytes, trying to keep navigation open for water vessels, kayaks, things like that. As well as we do a boat lane towards the northeast side of the lake, trying to keep that navigation open too. And then water quality, it's slightly elevated, nitrate and phosphate, but still maintaining throughout the years. Haven't really had any major changes in any of the other subsequent values either. So it's looking pretty healthy so far.
Wonderful. Any questions for Michael? Okay.
I do have one point of discussion, and I want to thank you guys for going over there and looking at the Orange Lake easement again. And this is an easement that's been on the records for as long as there's been development there, and it's used for launching. There is another spot on the lake, but it's not accessible for launching a boat because of the shallowness of the water and the distance that it remains shallow. And so use of this easement is really important for the lake board and lake maintenance of the lake. We were all over there, recently, working with the residents that border the easement, and I'm glad to hear that it seems to be working okay. It's more constrained than it has been. I know it's a challenge, especially because it's a low-lying area. It gets wet, and the owner is irrigating incessantly, which makes it even more difficult. But thanks for working with us and doing the great work that you do.
Yeah, we want to do anything we
Appreciate
can, to make ease with the neighbors too, because I know it is an encroachment of some sort to come on there, with equipment. But if there's, anything we can do like that to make it easier, we're all ears and
Just stay
We'll
within
try.
the easement.
yeah.
Don't get
Right.
down there and spread out to the side.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Focus in the central area and you'll be good.
For
We'll
sure.
look to in the future, there, a suggestion has been made about laying some gravel there or doing something to raise the level of the ground there in the easement area, and I hope we can revisit that in the future, but
Yeah,
right now it's not quite in the cards for the residents.
gotcha. Okay.
Well, there's another comment coming up later on the agenda.
It's relative to the easement topic, but we can wait.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
item number 8, consider approval of general liability and directors and officers insurance policy received from Cincinnati Specialty Underwriters. Tom?
So last year, the township obtained quotes for directors and officers liability insurance, and this year we are adding general liability insurance. The total amount is going to be approximately $3,350. It's been included in the proposed budget.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay.
I move that this is the same coverage that all the lakes have through the same carriers, and well, the quotes are competitive, and I move that we approve the GLNL, general liability and the directors and officers insurance.
Their support?
Support.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No, passes 4-0. Thank you. Okay, item number 9, review 2024 revenue, expenses, and fund balance report. Tom?
So in the packet is a fund balance report prepared by the township's accounting department. The updated fund balance report received this morning is the same, so there's no changes. When it comes to the reserves, we're at $16,700, and we should have we're slightly higher than the 11,100, which is the 15% recommended. But this is just an informational item to keep in mind.
Okay. Any questions for Tom on the revenues, expenses, and fund balance report? Okay. If not, we'll move forward to confirm expenditures since last review, April 12th, 2024 through April 3rd, 2025. Tom?
In your packet are a list of expenses that the Lake Board has paid since its last meeting in April of last year. All invoices have been reviewed, approved, and paid, and compared against past contracts. So this is just a formality to approve and review
Okay.
those costs.
Okay. We don't need to take a vote on that, do we?
Yes.
We do.
Okay, do you want to make a motion?
Sure, I move that we confirm the expenditures as presented.
Support?
Support.
Support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes 4-0. Thank you. Item number 11, review and certification of delinquent 2024 assessments to the assessor. Tom?
So these delinquent accounts are handled administratively because the Lake Board doesn't meet very often. But as of August 1st of last year, there were 21 delinquent accounts, and I imagine some of them have been paid off. But this is just
Right.
for you
The
to see.
report was done almost
Yeah.
a year ago, so
Right.
people, I'm sure, have caught up.
It's already gone to the Board of Trustees, so
Right.
this is,
So it'll get updated again?
yes.
Okay. Any more questions on the review and certification of delinquent assessments?
I move we confirm as presented.
Support? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope. Okay, item passes. Item number 12, consider adoption of the 2025 budget. Tom?
So the budget is in the packet.
Right.
I'll note that $5,700 has been included for a fish study conducted by Dr. Jude. We worked with him on Wabic Lake last
Yeah.
year. I know Progressive AE has talked to the repairing representative, and I'm not certain if this is something that we want to proceed with doing or to remove from the budget, so I'm asking for the board's thoughts on that.
I think that was, what do you think, Barry? That was an idea I think you had, whether to do the fish study or not.
I see no reason not to, assuming the price is reasonable.
So it'll be $5,700 and then $600 administrative fee to Progressive AE And then 1 day's wages for an environmental scientist, boat use, travel expenses totaling $1,100. And that's for Dr. Jude, and
It's not cheap, but
Yeah.
he did a study for Wabeek last year.
it
and
was
he-
very thorough.
It is extremely thorough, the work that he does, and it has to go through someone like Progressive AE because he's a professor, doctor guy. He's not and we require, all sorts of insurance, and Mark reviews the contracts to make sure that happens. So to be a named insurer and meet all our requirements, he has to go be a subcontractor to one of our primary folks, and so up to you, Barry. I mean, the funding's there, the fund balance is solid, the assessment we're proposing is not increasing.
No,
This would be a one-time event?
one time.
Yeah, all right. I support it on a one-time basis.
Okay.
So all I'm asking for now is approval of the 2025 proposed budget. If there's no
I
further questions.
Move to approve the 2025 budget as presented.
Support? There is support?
Support, yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No, passes 4-0. Wonderful. Now we move into a hearing of assessment. So we review the purpose of the hearing of assessment. Tom?
Purpose of the hearing is to review, to hear objections to, and to confirm a special assessment role for the purpose of improving Orange Lake through weed harvesting and other treatments for nuisance aquatic plants. We are looking at a 4-year assessment role, and the rates are the same as they were as approved in 2021.
Which it takes us then to item 14, correct?
Yes.
Yep,
The assessment rule is in the packet.
Any,
Yep.
that's all in the packet?
It's all in the
Okay.
packet.
We're all good there. So we'll open up the public hearing now for comment. If you're here to speak about any matter regarding this assessment, now's your opportunity. You can step up to the microphone and give us your name and address, please.
Okay.
And we usually ask about 3 minutes, if you could keep your comments to
Well, I'll
about
take
3
my
minutes.
husband's in. My name is Cece Lipsky. I've been a resident since 1988 on Orange Lake. I was one of the original neighbors that, with Barry, with the lake, were backlots. So it was Mr. Spatz, Roy Annie, and myself that came to these meetings. Are you going to be marking the entrance to the easement? I thought there was a letter going out that you guys were going to mark all the easements for all the lakes. Am I
Not that I
wrong?
know,
In-
not that I know of. I know that Roy is working diligently to protect the HOA's easement rights, and that also furthers the access to the lake board.
Okay.
But the
I know-
easement is the HOA's easement, it's not the lake board's easement, and then we're allowed to use it, through the graciousness of the HOA
Okay.
and the homeowners next door. It's a tight easement.
Right.
But he was there recently, I believe, working on marking it.
Oh, good, good. I know
So-
Roy's put a lot of effort, and a lot of effort.
Mm-hmm,
We're blessed to have him.
mm-hmm.
The drainage. I noticed there's a house being built on Telegraph at north of Long Lake, east of Telegraph, that has a stream in the back. Now, today we drove by and they did a lot of excavating. And I know one of our concerns has always been feeding of the fertilizer going into our lake and also water problems into the lake. How are you guys managing the new developments that are going around these streams that feed into our lake, that don't cause more damage to our lake? Because that's where they're going into.
Are you talking about that open lot that's on Telegraph Road?
Yeah. They just
They did the clear cutting?
They just put a for sale sign up on that
Right,
property.
they did a clear cutting there, and we had to send him he had to pay a fine because he wasn't supposed to do that. Now he has to go back and replant. But there's I forget the term, I think it like tributary, but it's a stream that runs through there.
Yeah.
That they have to keep open. So it's already a natural,
Yeah.
I think, stream that runs through there that has to be kept up and cleaned up, and we've had our inspectors out there to keep an eye on it.
Well, good, because I know at one time with the high school, we had concerns. And going back to now the new school, what are they doing not to pollute our water again? I mean, they still have the football field there. Are they using it for a football field, or what are they using it for? I know at one time, no fertilization, correct, Barry? Wasn't that right with the high school?
Yeah,
Okay, so what are they doing now to protect it? With the new school? Can we check into that, guys?
We could check
Because I
into it.
know,
I can check into it.
okay. And could we have another mailing about power boats or boats on Orange Lake? Some of the neighbors, since I was on the lake board and also been one of the longest resident, people are calling me about the motorboat, about, oh, this is a no boat lake, no power boat, but yet you came out with something with no wake.
Well, we didn't. What happened is the DNR determined that our lakes can be power,
Okay,
and they overrode our ordinances. Martin's been working diligently on this, so Martin will give us a little bit of an update.
okay.
Well,
Right.
in place of the no powerboat requirement, which had been in place here for 50-plus years, 1970, really. I mean, so when the DNR disallowed that, they did allow us to implement a slow no-wake ordinance, which applies to Orange Lake. And if you see any problems or issues, you'd advise us. If folks do occasionally call my office and ask about what the requirements are, and they are advised, as we tell everybody, that the township is working diligently to reverse the course of the DNR and to allow the reinstatement of a no motorboat ordinance on that lake and others. And we are making progress, in fact, so.
It takes a little bit of time. And Martin was in Lansing last week meeting with the DNR director to have the discussion, and hopefully we'll make, like he said, we'll have some progress to report soon.
Is that the same with the cattails? Because that's another question that's been asked, because some of the neighbors want to put docks out now. So that's another.
I don't know anything about that
Okay,
part.
all right. And then also, we actually have 3 easements going to Orange Lake. The other one is on top of the hills. If you're talking about
Oh.
Orange Lake,
yeah.
the other one's Tough of the Hills. So there's actually 3 easements that go to Orange Lake. I don't know if it's drivable because it's more wooded in that area, but you do have 3 easements.
Okay.
I don't know if you're aware of that. And because I've been here
I
for so long.
looked, I couldn't identify where that easement was on the record, so I've heard before there's 3, but we only could identify through the township plat records of 2.
Well, they were
But
able
let's
to-
talk afterwards.
They were able to find it years ago when Tough of the Hills was only a charge 1 price as association for the lake, $125. And then we came back, and I forget who the female was, and we said, no, it's, you have 12 condos there, and you also have an easement. So there was information back then, because now each condo is charged $125 as bat lock people. So it was there at one time on the record, so you may want, if it's possible, to go back and look.
Thank
But we're
you.
talking 10, 15 years ago.
Okay, thanks,
Okay, I
Cecile.
think that's my 3 minutes. Thank you, Jonathan.
Yes,
Yes.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Good
thank
good
you.
points.
Thank you. Okay, I'll close the public hearing. There's no other comments. And consider approval of the resolution confirming the Orange Lake assessment roll.
I move to approve as presented.
Is there support?
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passes 4-0. And let's move on to item number 17. Any new business to be discussed on the board today? If not, we'll move to adjourn. I have a motion to adjourn.
Move adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.